Welcome to another episode of Mythic Drafting, where today we are doing day 2 of the Arena Open. This is our first draft. And to start things off, we've got a Shagrat Loot Bearer. Whenever it attacks, you attach up to one target equipment to it. Then you amass Orcs X, where X is the number of equipment attached. Certainly a fine card, but not something I'm looking to sort of first pick here. We also have the Bath Song. We have Gimli Counter of Kills. Neither of them I'm particularly enamored with. And then we have Frodo. Not the greatest of first packs. Ithilien Kingfisher is fine. I think don't really want to take a double coloured card, particularly in the most drafted colours in the set probably. I do like Frodo, but I don't like green-white. I think I'm just going to take the Bath Song. I think this is a pretty unique effect. You get to draw 4, discard 2, and then you can shuffle them back, add double blue, and get a fair bit of value out of it that way. And I like blue as a colour in this set. So, okay, wow. And now we get King of the Oathbreakers, second pick here. Really interesting pack. So there's a... Wow, this is fascinating. I think King of the Oathbreakers is really strong. 4 mana for a 3/3 fly. When it becomes target of a spell, you phase it out. When you phase it out, you create a 1/1 spirit. So, really strong card. There's also an Elrond. There's a Claim the Precious, an Isolation, an Orthanc, and Lorien Revealed, as well as an Oliphant. But King of the Oathbreakers is pretty hard to pass here. I guess the other option is to just take Claim the Precious or Elrond. Don't like Elrond. I think I'd probably take Claim, but at that point I'd rather just take the Oathbreakers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up here. It's also splashable, so that is something to keep in mind as well. Now I have another interesting pack here. All 3 uncommons are here. And so someone's taken a common, and you can actually tell it's black here because there's one common of every colour except for black. So someone has taken a black card. So it's highly possible that someone's taken a Claim the Precious, or a really strong black uncommon like Voracious Fellbeast or Nazgul over the king here. So we're going to go ahead and take Saruman the White here, which I think is just a really solid card. And we're not too hooked onto this yet, and we're keeping in mind that black is probably being cut from our other side here. So got to keep that in mind. So there's a Sharky, which isn't particularly good. Bag and Port I'm not interested in. Could take Great Hall of the Citadel here. This really isn't a fantastic pack. There's a Gorbag, which is fine, but not really where we want to be. I don't really want to play any of these cards, to be honest. Could just take the Great Hall of the Citadel here to give us the ability to help splash this King of the Oathbreakers. Also could just take Gorbag. I think we just take Gorbag here over the King of the Oathbreakers. Black is deep enough to support multiple drafters, so I think that's sort of the idea there, and I'm always happy to just pick up a 2-drop. So now I've got to pick between... The Errand Rider of Gondor is actually interesting, given... I think if we had taken the Oath of the Citadel, where we could just... the land, we could potentially take it here and stay more open, but here I think I'm just going to pick up Ithilien Kingfisher. I think over these black cards. We could just take Troll as the cycler, but I like Ithilien Kingfisher quite a bit. I think we're just going to be probably base blue at this point. So there's a lot of green flowing. But now we've got a Eagles of the North, and the plane cycling on this is going to be pretty hard to pass up. It could just be a good card in our deck, and it also could enable the splash for King of the Oathbreakers here, which is clearly our most powerful card so far. So happy to pick it up over the Isolation and Orthanc here. Also worth noting, still a lot of green and red. So we're hoping that the person to our left is picking all of this up, and we're just going to reap the rewards in the next pack here. So now there's an Iris of the Healing House. Not really too keen on it. We could take Oliphant here, or Generous Ant, but I think I'm just going to pick up Shy Terrace. Again, more fixing. Just stay open at this point. This card's copped a bit of grief, but I don't think it's as bad as it looks. potentially. So happy to sort of, if it allows us to play like 1 plains and have 3 sources for king, that's probably going to be fine. Now I think we'll just take a Hythland Knot. Again, not super exciting, but we're just sort of picking up base blue. We don't really know what our second colour is going to be at this point. Not the greatest start to a draft ever, but certainly not the worst. We're still relatively flexible. And our blue cards work well together so far. So now I don't think we're going to play any of these cards. I think I might just take Chance Met Elves here. Green has looked very open, and green is very underdrafted in the set in general, so there's a chance that we move in here. We could take another one here, but I think I'm just going to take Eagles of the North, number 2. Just lock up that plain cycling to keep that avenue open for us. So yeah, this is a decent start. We're still relatively open here to our second colour. So, and again, the Woes Pathfinder wheeling, like we're not playing any of these white cards here. So let's just go ahead and pick Woes Pathfinder up. We could be green-blue. We've got the Scry. It's good with the Saruman amassing orcs. If we open something or get past something ridiculous in green or green-blue, I think we could move in here. Long live the Ents as well. It is a possibility here. So let's go ahead and pick up a Squire of the King. Probably not playing this in any version. I don't like Brandywine Farmer at all. It's just a 3-mana 1/1 that makes 2 food tokens. Just is not a good rate in any sense of the word. So we're not going to play that one here. And now an interesting pack here. None of these cards are like particularly jump out at me. There's Goldberry River Daughter, which is very slow, but it's a 1/3 legend. It can move counters around, but it has to be from permanents you control. So it really isn't that impressive, and then it can move them from Goldberry onto other things. It's just very, very slow. I don't mind Land Roval, but again, a bit slow. I think this is just going to be a fog on the Barrow Downs, as unexciting as that is. Yeah, really unexciting pick there. Very, very unexciting, but I think it's the pick. I could have potentially taken the black card, the 2/1, and then we would have picked up like Dunland Crabane here, but this draft's becoming pretty awkward pretty quickly, which is not where you want to be in your Arena Open drafts. So now I think I'm actually just going to take the Dunland Crabane here over the rest of these cards. It's by far the highest upside. We could still just be blue-black, splashing white. And I think at this point we need to sort of get that power level in our deck and just hope that we can sort of get there. And we have to hope that the person cut enough to get us there. And that is one way of doing it. Saruman of many, many colours is the perfect top-end card for us. Couldn't ask for anything better. This card's ridiculous. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When 1 or more cards are milled this way, you exile targeting enchantment, instant or sorcery with equal or lesser value than that spell from another opponent's card, and you can copy the exiled card. So really powerful top-end card. An interesting one. It's not always going to win you the game, but certainly the upside that we need at this point. So looks like we're going to be probably blue-black, splashing white for these powerful spells here. The Eagles of the North are going to be great because it's going to allow us to play 16 land. Shire Terrace is going to help us with this splashing. And we can still move into blue-white if it presents to be really open, but I think blue-black is probably where we're going to end up. We just need to pick up some removal. Another Fog of the Barrow Downs. Doesn't look like there's much black here. Could take an Inherited Envelope. I think we just want to take the Fog. It is just removal. We could just be blue-white here. Instead of blue-black. Treason of Isengard's fine, but I think Stern Scolding is the cheap card that we need to help shore up the early game, particularly if we end up blue-white. But it looks like we're probably going to be splashing black and cutting these two cards here. So we'll need some cheaper ones, but there's still a long way to go in the draft. So we'll see. But yeah, certainly don't want to splash like 5 white cards. But with the Eagles of the North, if we get like a Lorien revealed, it's possible we could do it. Now there's a Torment of Golem. There's also a Took Reaper and a Protector of Gondor. I do really like Torment of Golem. And I do like the curve this gives us. Yeah, I think I like Golem a little bit more than Protector of Gondor. I'm just going to go ahead and pick that one up there. And now we get a little bit of reward here. So Ringside's fine, but we're going to go ahead and take Lash here. Lash is just really solid. I would like one Treason of Isengard here, but we need the removal. And we're just going to go ahead and cut the black cards here. So there's a Endraw Basin, which is terrible. I'll take one Inherited Envelope. Don't particularly want to play one, but just depending on how the draft plays out, we might end up doing so. So yeah, the Lash is really good with like Dunlin Crebain. And if we can pick up some more amass cards, it'll just get even better. Could take Lembas here, but doesn't work with Lash. So I think we'll just pick up a Gore Bag. I don't really want to play second Gore Bag, but we'll put it in the board for now. We will take a Treason of Isengard, particularly with Lash and Hydler Knot, Stern Scolding. It can be fine. I don't think it's probably not what. Hopefully we get something better for it, but yeah, at this point it can make its way in. We're still open to white at this point. I mean, we could just splash the black, but it's more awkward when you don't have the black land cyclers to splash the black cards instead of splashing the white cards. And now with Claim the Precious, we're certainly just taking that. Fangorn Tree Shepherd is ironically one of the worst ones, a 4/10 that just gives you vigilance, and then you add green, and you just get unlimited green mana. It doesn't really do that much in limited. It's for the cost that you have to pay for it. So I'm going to go ahead and get a Claim the Precious there. And now we'll go ahead and pick up another one. This is just a really nice third pack for us. Starting off with 2 Claim the Precious. Just shores up the removal issue we were having, and pretty happy with that one there. So now we can take a Council's Deliberation, which whenever you scry, you draw another card. We don't have a ton of scry, so I don't particularly want to take that. So the pick really is between Troll of Khazad-dûm and Glorious Gale, and I think it's going to come down to Glorious Gale for me here. We already have the top end with these Eagles, and Glorious Gale is just a much better thing for us on curve, and goes quite nicely with Stern Scolding. So now we can take another Shire Terrace, or we can take an Uruk-hai Berserker or a Lorien Revealed. I think we probably just want to take the Berserker here. We don't have a ton of Ring Tempting. The drawing cards is nice. Shire Sheriff's also interesting, but I think, yeah, we just take the solid 3-drop for our curve there. And now we've got another interesting pick between Orcish Medicine's not particularly good. Eagles of the North. We don't have enough armies for this to be good. I think we just take another Eagle, but I don't think we're playing the 3rd Eagle. So maybe Orcish Medicine actually in best of 3. A little bit better as a sideboard option there. So Legless Master Archer. Wow. So that's a pretty late Legless. But I think we're going to want to take the Morgul Knife Wound. How many instants or sorceries do we have? We have 8. So we could just take a Treason of Isengard, but I think the Morgul Knife Wound, I've been quite impressed by this card. I think it allows us to cut one Fog of the Barrow Downs there. Now I think we actually take this Sirith Ungol Patrol, sorry. So yeah, I'm relatively happy with this deck. I don't think it's the most, amazing deck of all time, but it's certainly fine. Great Hall of the Citadel is interesting, but I don't think we can justify playing it in this particular build. Not playing any of these cards here, so we've got to work out what we're bringing in here. Dunedin Blade can go as well. I think we're probably bringing in another Gorbag. And we probably want 2 more cards here. So I think Gorbag probably comes in. And potentially we just play the third, the other Fog of the Barrow down. And run this as like a 24 with the... Wow, these Rise of the Witch Kings. They're going very, very late. They could have had a sick green-black deck, but... Yeah, interesting draft. I think we've certainly got some power, but I don't think we're necessarily going to have enough here to churn out 4 wins, but we'll be aiming to go 3-1 to qualify for the next cash. But yeah, between 2 Eagles, the Inherited Envelope, I think we can run 16 lands here. So we're going to have to run a few planes though. So we'll see. I think maybe 2 with the Terrace Land Cyclers. That gives us 6 sources. So I think we'll probably run 2 planes. And then, yeah, no, we're definitely not running this many. So probably can get away with 2 given we have 6 requirements, but 2 of them are the lands. So like it's really 4, and that gives us 4, 5, 6 sources. So I think I like that a bit better. And then we need more black than blue. So but we still have a fairly big blue requirement. So that's 8. And a lot of early blue as well. Only is double black, but it's still 9 black sources. So I think that's fine. That's going to be the deck. Our only sideboard option is really the Orcish Medicine. And I'll see you in match number 1. Alrighty, welcome to game number 1 here. We are on the play. An interesting hand. I think we can just keep this hand given we've got the Gorbag, which we can cycle. And we've got the Claim the Precious as well as the Treason of Isengard. So there's enough going on here. I think it's worth the upside risk of keeping it. And there's the blue. So we get Gorbag. Going to get to play Athelian Kingfisher with Claim and Treason. So that's a pretty nice little combo there. We could sack Gorbag here for a card, but I don't think that's at all worth it. So I'm going to decline that, and we'll run out Athelian Kingfisher here. Say go to our opponent. Black-red, so I think we're going to see a lot of black-red. It's the best colour pair in the set by a mile, and there's just going to be a lot of people drafting it, so got to get used to that. So, Fall of Care Andros. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, amass Orcs X, where X is the damage, and then for 8 mana you can actually just do that to everybody. So pretty nice. We could sacrifice Gorbag here to draw a card, and I think we actually want to do that. We just want to hit our land drops here, so let's go ahead and draw. Hit the land, that's great. And now we can Torment of Golem them. So we want to take Ranger's Firebrand here, because it can kills our creature, and it will also deal excess damage. So they'll get 1 orc from it. So I think we'll go ahead and take that. They can cast their little 4-drop, or they can cast the Black Breath, and we're going to kill either one. And they've got another land, so they've got 1 more land before they get to the Voracious Fellbeast. We can go ahead and we could actually ring Temps here. Sorry, I think, yeah, we just do the Lash, because now we can go and get a white land. So go ahead and make this our Ring Bearer, because the reason for that is that the Black Breath will kill the Kingfisher. So it's worth doing that there. I'll probably play that. Yep. Let's go ahead and just get a plains first. So we need the plains. Opponent's at 10. Land's not bad because we can treason and hopefully we draw a creature here to play. Yeah, wow, okay, that's great. So now we get to Oathbreakers here. They're going to play Voracious Fellbeast. We'll sack the 2/2 and then we can just like Fog on Barrow Downs and put claim the Precious on top. This is a huge problem if they manage to do this at any point. So now we fog this. And then we just treason to put the Precious on top. And that we should get the kill next turn, although they have food. Although this will only amass. It can amass once. It only deals it to target creature. Yeah, so we just need to get creatures down. It doesn't deal it to everybody. And we can kill whatever they play. So I'm going to go ahead and get some food here. Nasty, and they sack that. That's actually a good thing to realise for the next game where we could need to. Let's go ahead and tempt here. Because, yeah, next game we could, like, the enchantments, we might side them out, or at least one of them out, because of that. So Glorious Gale is actually quite good here. So let's go ahead and ditch the Balrog. And we can just hold claim to deal with this. I think they should be dead next turn, unless they have something here. Because now, like, if they play land and kill King of the Oathbreakers, we just kill the army that they make with it. If they play anything else. Yes, they get the army here. We just want to claim that. Ringbearer, get in. We'll just ditch the Morgul Knife Wound and take them down to 2. So there's the first win in the books. A pretty close one. That enchantment is a bit of a problem if they can get to the late game. I think we want to bring in the Orcish Medicine. They had enough. And they had one removal spell we saw, but that thing is also pretty brutal. Also think the Nasty End incentivizes me to take out one of these fogs. Although the removal package is pretty nice. Could also be fine to just like run a Stalwarts of Osgiliath as an extra ring tempts us over the fog. But on the draw... Lifelink or Indestructible. It's just like not the greatest trick of all time. I think maybe one Stalwarts or Osgiliath over one Fog of the Barrow Downs is fine. I think, yeah, let's just go ahead and run this. See how we go. I just really don't want to run the Fog into the Nasty Ends as often. The Knife Wound's fine because it like forces them to sack, really. So his hand on the draw is fine. It's not amazing, but I don't think we're really mulliganing it. And now we can go ahead and cycle that one. And we just have to hope we hit an island here. So that we can cast Stern Scalding at some point. Opponent's also cycling. Go ahead and get one of our planes. Dunlin Crebane's a fantastic draw there because now I can go Crebain, Torment, Stalwart, and then hopefully Saruman. Kingfisher's another good one for later down the track. But yeah, Dunlin Crebanes shores up this board pretty nicely. We can just trade our army here for the Urukai Berserker. And hopefully take the best card out of the opponent's hand with Torment. So Black Breath, the Ring's going to tempt them. They're going to have a Looter. We can't block. No blocks from us. So Stern Scolding is now an option, but I think we still just want to run out Torment here. Just gums up the board. We can take one of their... So yeah, I think like they've got the Black Breath and the Fire Leaper, but we just take Bitter Downfall here. Because it would just crush us, and now we're just going to set up the defensive here. The 4/4 blocks, we can block Rohirrim. They could trade Berserker and Black Breath for it, but don't think that's what they want to do. So pitch a land. Inherit Envelope. Okay, so they're getting the ring going here, because this thing's going to start doing a lot of damage. So Shire Terrace. Yeah, because this Rohirrim Lancer is gonna pack a punch. So I think we actually have to get on the offensive here. Because they're gonna have the ring tempting them. So if we don't get down a little bit, we could be in a bit of trouble here. So make this our ring bearer. Because like now they're gonna hit us for, it's gonna hit us for 4. It's gonna kill us in 4 turns. So we need to turn the Jets on, and at least this way like they can cast the Black Breath to do that, but then we just trade the Osgiliath for the Urukai Berserker. Then we slam Saruman down, so which they can't really interact with. And hopefully draw 2 cards to be able to get. So now I've got a maxed out ring. We also, if we can just find a way to kill Rohirrim Lancer or stop it from attacking, that will be really good. The constant looting does not help. So we can trade for Goblin Fire Leaper here, but I think we just trade for the Urukai Berserker. They can get in for a little bit more damage here. And now, so this thing can be pumped. They can pump it 3 times and it will actually kill Saruman, which is pretty annoying. If they've got a land, they can spend their whole turn doing that. Actually, it just kills us. I think this thing just kills us in general if they've got the land. Yeah, it's actually a pretty big problem here. I think we just need it. Yeah, I think this thing is just going to kill us because this is going to get in. We can't block it at all. So Rohirrim Lance is just going all the way with the ring here. Opponent played this really well because they saw that. I think that was their out. They saw that was their route to victory. Yeah, they've seen the line. They're not going to miss that. So they've got it. They've seen it. Boom. And we'll go ahead and scoop this one up. Close game. I think our hand was just a little bit too clunky. Probably needed another 1-drop there. I think actually we just bring this back in. I think the removal's probably worth it. Probably shouldn't have taken it out in the first place. Just helps clear the way to get in. Just need to take down our ring bearers. So go ahead and bring that one back in. See if we can get a second win. This opponent clearly doing a little bit of sideboarding on trying to duke us out, but we'll be on the play. So that will be heavily in our advantage, hopefully. Hopefully we can get the win here. If we just get a nice little hand on the play. This one's going to be a keeper. Claim the Precious with Eagles as well. I think we'd probably do cycle Eagles of the North here. We just want to get the land. We don't want to awkwardly draw an island and then not be able to play Glorious Gale. So yeah, we'll go ahead and run that one out. Really good that they didn't didn't play a creature there. Just helps with the tempo massively because now we can Glorious Gale and then Torment. This opponent not playing anything here. Inherent Envelope is nice. For sure. And now I think we just Torment. We can counter the next thing. We can take their biggest threat, play this and that. And wow, so opponent's got Orcish Medicine, Gimli, Sirith. Got a lot of creatures here. Uruk-hai Berserker's fine. Gimli's probably coming down this turn. And Sirith's probably the one I don't want down the most next turn. So I think although Nastian and Gimli's pretty annoying, I think let's just go ahead and take the Sirith. Yeah, I think the Sirith is the most annoying creature for us to deal with. So we just go ahead and take that one. Now they get Gimli down. Stern Scolding, pretty not decent. So we can kill the Gimli here and hold up Glorious Gale, which is probably where we want to be from a tempo perspective. So I think let's go ahead and do that. Glorious Gale and Stern Scolding are going to have to hold the fort down. It also means we're going to be able to start looting next turn, which is great to get rid of these extra planes. So Troll of Khazad-dûm. Hopefully they play the Uruk-hai Berserker here and not the Snarling Walk, but we're going to go ahead and counter that one. So now we could have a situation where they may have no creatures to be able to use their spells that rely on creatures here. So we can go ahead and bash in. I'm going to loot, discard planes here. And we're not going to play Gorbag because we want to counter this Uruk-hai Berserker. So presumably Uruk-hai Berserker is coming down. We say no to that. And now they have two cards that rely on having a creature in play. They don't have one, unless this is also a creature. No, so this is the Fair Call of Andros, which they are 2 lands off of getting. So we loot here. Hythlan Knots, not going to be it. We're just trying to ramp the pressure up here. So Kingfisher, Gorbag, Sago. We're doing 9 damage this turn. Maybe have to cast that thing and nasty end it to try and hit a land. It doesn't have any good blocks. And we can go ahead and treason here to get the damage actually. So I think we treason and we get Claim the Precious here. And it's actually just, is it the kill? It's 4, 7, 11. So that's actually just the kill. Or they can actually amass orcs here 1 and block. So it's not the kill yet, but the draw and discard. Doesn't work the way we wanted it to, but we still have one Claim the Precious there in hand. This opponent has to play this here. They block, then draw 2. They kill 1 though, and then we just kill the other one and get the last points of damage through. So hopefully they don't draw 3 cards here that can deal with this situation in a way that Fair Fall of Ka Andorras can't. So down to 4. We do not want to sack anything. We decline. Opponent cycles. So they've hit the land, but that doesn't do it here. So they kill this, they make a 4/4, and then we just kill it. But they don't know we have Claim the Precious, so... But even then, like, they're just dead on board to that. They can do it at any stage, though. But I think they're still just dead to it. So let's go ahead and ship in with the squad. Dunlin Carbane's probably better than a Fall of the Barrow, Fog on the Barrow down here. So they kill that. They only have 1 blocker. They only have 1 blocker and they just die to the rest. So good game to the opponent. We get them for exactly lethal there. Off to a nice one with a 1-0 start. And I'll see you in match number 2. Alrighty, on to match number 2. We're on the play again. It's a pretty slow hand, but it's going to be a keeper. I think we've just got our best cards. We've got the lands to cast them. Just got to hope we draw some early plays here. Sort of a risky one, but I think like in these tournaments when you're going to be going up against good draft decks, you sometimes just need to take a little bit of a risk. And just hope you get there. So up against Horn of the Dead Marsh is probably not what we want to see there. Shire Terrace, we actually do want to run out here and just get another swamp. Also thin the deck to hopefully draw more spells. Opponent not playing anything there is fantastic. Go and get a second swamp for Claim the Precious, which we do have 2 of. So Gorebag is fine here. Get that one down. It's going to be a good blocker on this board. Opponent's on black-white, so probably got some like sacrifice themes. Probably got like a Denethor. Stern Scolding would be really nice against Denethor here, but don't have it. We've got double Saruman, so it'll be interesting. Opponent clearly considering a few things here. So East Farthing Farmer. They're going to get in for 2 with Haunt here. The Farmer is pretty good against Gorebag here. But we're not under a ton of pressure at this point. Just go ahead and almost attacked in there, but I say go. It's one of my leftover things from my Magic the Gathering Online days is I have a bit of a tendency to click through. Have been known to just click through into all attack, which is obviously not good. So now opponent's going to go get in for 2. Probably have a creature here, you would think. Or like Torment of the Golem would be very, very bad. Shadow Summoning. Pretty bad. So now I can go ahead and drop down Saruman. And we should have just attacked in first, but that's fine. Hopefully draw 2 cheap spells here so that we can cast a second spell with Saruman of Many Colors. looking like this one I think is potentially going to be unlikely to get a win here. So Hobbit Sting going to take down Saruman there. We're going to take a bit of a beating. Lash is a good one actually, because Lash does allow us to cast 2 spells next turn. So I'm going to drop Saruman, and we can attack him with Gorbag. We do not want to do that. And now we say go. We're going to take 2 in the air here. We're going to be swinging back for a fair bit though if they don't have a way to kill Saruman here. And presumably we get to kill that biggest creature with Lash, and then mill 2 cards. If we mill a card with a mana value, then we're going to have a... Yeah, okay, so this is going to be decent. They're going to get in. Yeah. Definitely should not have blocked there. That's probably going to be the game, I think. Just needed to take the 1. Yeah, just wasn't thinking about Shelob's ambush. Thought they might have just attacked for no reason, but definitely was a reason to attack there. So, yeah, shouldn't have done that. Should have just held it back. Then we would have been able to attack, hopefully cast a second spell. Cast like the Hobbit Sting or the Shadow Summoning. So, big mistake there, but we are somewhat stabilised at this point with Eagles of the North, but that mistake there probably cost us the game because Saruman threatened to really just take over. Now we're going to have to kill this Urgoth Patrol, and then we're just going to die to East Farthing Farmer. So, bit of a mistake there. Really should have thought through whether or not we should have attacked, and as soon as I went the block, instantly knew it was the wrong block. Should have just thought that one through a little bit more. We'd probably get the win. But I think we can beat this deck. It's a pretty nice black-white deck, I have to say, with the Nazgul Shadow Summoning. It's a nice little combo, so... Not a ton of removal that we've seen. Morgul Knife Wound. Can't pay 2 life. And Treason of Isengard. Not going to do it there. Go ahead and concede that one and move on to the next one. So I think we just run it back. Here. Yeah, I think we just run it back. Just hopefully not throw away our Saruman to a 1-mana trick there, but yeah, unfortunate way to lose a game, but hopefully we can bounce back and win these next 2. So yeah, last Arena Open we went 3-1, and then we lost the first match of the second draft with a pretty train wrecky draft, so that was pretty unfortunate. Hoping to bounce back with this one, but looks like we're on the ropes in match number 2, so it's going to be interesting to try and close this one out. But let me know in the comments below if you like this type of content. I haven't had a ton of time to play this new set, but certainly run a few drafts, and they've been on the channel and done a couple of other ones as well, but by no means do I profess to be an expert at Lord of the Rings draft at this point. I think this set's out for quite a while, so hopefully we'll get to play a fair bit of it over the course of time. We're on the play, and this hand is going to be a keeper. Gorbag and Glorious Gale is good. Opponent taking Mulligan is great. And we'll probably play Gorbag first and then hold Glorious Gale second. Just obviously has benefit if you manage to counter a Legendary, and typically better to counter the 3-drop instead of the 2-drop. Plus they have the Shadow Summoning as a way to cast creatures without playing a creature spell. So rather they play that on turn 2. Horn here, scrying. Good little way to help you come back from the mulligan, but onto the bottom. A turn, and now we can go ahead and run out Gorebag. Claim the Precious is always a good one. We'll make the second Swamp that little bit sweeter. Yeah, Gorebag is pretty good on this board against, Haunt. Haunt is like a really good glue card, but the more you mulligan, like the less cards you have, the sort of worse it becomes, because it is worth less than a card, and that is felt more when you already have less cards than your opponent. So it's an interesting one. I do like the old Haunt though. So they may have Shelobs here. I think I'm pretty happy to trade Gorebag for that Shelob's Death Touch here. They can have a food, and they can take down the Gorebag if they really want. They're going to go for it, I think. It's very obvious they have it. Very, very obvious. Or they're just faking it there. We do not want to do that, so we'll go ahead and say go. And now, like, if they don't attack, it's like super obvious that that's what they have, so. Opponent saying go there. Go ahead and just attack in again. We will not sacrifice the old Gorebag. Very rare that you end up sacrificing Gorebag. Hopefully they cast a legendary creature here, but for the moment we're just trading damage. We could just take down the old Haunt here, but I'm pretty happy to just trade, to be honest. So Orcish Medicine gets indestructible, and then they'll trade the 1/1. So it's still just a straight 1-for-1 here. Really do not mind that at all. Go ahead and pass the turn. And the beauty of this is we can just, like, if they don't play a creature again here, we can just play Eagles and then kill whatever they play. So Rosie is not coming down. Rosie is an absolute nightmare. Just, like, we'd have to use Claim on it, and then it would just start making tokens. So Reprieve, that's a nice one. So they get to Reprieve in Rosie here. They'll get to make a food. Put the 1/1 counter on there. So now we have a choice between Eagles, but I think we just want to straight up kill old Rosie. No to Rosie. No more. We saw enough token making from the opponent last game that I think it's worth doing that. And, like, they know we have Glorious Gale now, but I'm fine. They can just pass here. That's, like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And now we can just Bath Song, I think, to start with. We've got so much time here. We want to get this down and start drawing cards. I'm going to draw 2. Interesting what we pitch here. I think I might just be the Athelian Kingfisher. It is good to be able to cast this to draw cards, but Ungol's good. Ungol Patrol's good because we can cast it and hold Glorious Gale next turn. So I think we just pitch the Kingfisher. We want to hold the removal and say go here. And we've got Glorious Gale. Got Treason. Got a fair few things here. So opponent, like, if they're just going to keep letting us hold Glorious Gale, we're just going to keep holding it. Aaron Rider of Gondor. I think we can just counter that one. We've still got the Fog. This will get us back another removal spell as well. Go ahead and pitch the island here. And now we're free to maximize our mana. So we can just cast Treason. Actually, I think we want to just cast Ungol Patrol here, and then Knife Wound this Haunt. Although this thing's kind of irrelevant at this point, so I don't actually think we want to do that. I think we want to hold it for now. So opponent's got 5 cards in hand. They've definitely got something good here. Stalwart of Asgiliath is nice. The Ring's going to attempt. Probably should have just played the knife there. The Knife Wound. Land's going to be good. So we get to shuffle back. Claim the Kingfisher Glorious Gale. Don't really want to put Morgul back in, but to do that, we get an extra. So we get an extra mana here. So we can just cast Eagles. And then cast Fog and Morgul Knife Wound. No, we can only cast 2. So we can cast the Fog. Or we can cast all 3 of these. I think I kind of like that line. Play Fog on this. Play Morgul Knife Wound on this. Treason back. Oh. That is very, very dumb. Because, yeah, I needed to actually leave it in. Leave it in the graveyard to be able to target Ring Temps. Oh, the joys of playing Magic the Gathering at 11:57 PM on a Sunday night before work. Not always going to work out for you. But I think we're still in a fine spot. Not having the extra removal spell is actually very brutal. They can't keep this Haunt here. They need to just let it die. So they're taking 2. Maybe they've got Lash of the Balrog? No, so they've got Voracious Fellbeast. Would be great if we had a 2/2 here. And we were drawing a kill spell for that. So Gorbag. Pretty annoyed there. We're just going to cost ourselves a match here for no reason. Opponent needs to sacrifice that Haunt. I don't know what they're doing here with that. Voracious Fellbeast, huge swing here. They're just going to start getting in with it. They've got the life as well. Need a way to kill that beast. Yeah, Morgul Knife Wound's going to be solid. We're not going to pay 2 life there. Torment of Golem at least allows us to take that back. Take that out. We can take out Nazgul. That is decent, but we don't even want to put that back on top because it's not actually doing anything. Oh. And now as well, another benefit of not having played the set too much, realizing that you can actually just cast Treason as a 2/2, which we would have done, and then we would have still had our 4/5. Pretty brutal way to go out here. We're going to pick up a loss here. And it's all our own fault. We punted both games away. So, good game to the opponent. They are 2-0, and we'll try and bounce back in match number 3. Alrighty, back again for match number 3. This hand is definitely a mulligan. This hand is just not much better. I think we got to mulligan this again. This hand we will keep. We put back Saruman. And Torment of Golem, I think. And the plan would just be pray that King of the Oathbreakers can get us through. Knife Wound's not a bad one here. We've got a decent little curve. King of the Oathbreakers is the kind of card that can just actually straight up win a match. So, a little bit more hope here. Up against Black-Red, Urukai Berserker. That's going to get Morgul Knife Wounded. Or just Dunlin Crebain. Nice little answer there. The 2-2 just straight up blocks the 3-2. Quarrel's End is fine. So we'll just Eagles of the North here to get ourselves planes. Go ahead and attack with both. They won't block here, I don't think. We can just go ahead and Knife Wound this 3-2. And then next turn we'll probably get to cast Claim the Precious. Oh, sorry, King of the Oathbreakers. And we've got a little bit of a tempo advantage on the opponent here. They're probably going to play something good here. No, so they just kill the 1-1 flyer. I get a looter. But we get to play Oathbreakers this turn, which is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and attack in first. Put them to 15. Now we just have to ride this Oathbreakers and just hope they don't have a way to deal with it. Because Black-Red doesn't have a lot of flying, and King of the Oathbreakers can just rip through that kind of deck if they don't have a way of putting a creature on the board to deal with it. So now Book of Mazabul. A lot of little things here. So now we just want to bash in. We just want to take down the creatures here to stop them from getting in damage. And I think we just want to loot this so that we have a play. I'm a moron. We just discarded a card for nothing. Because we only have 2 planes. Opponent's getting in nicely here. We don't have any blocks, so we have to take all this damage. And now we're in a bit of trouble. So Urukai Berserker we can at least cast. So we can... It's a pretty big punt, really. Massive punt. Gimli comes down. We need to kill this army, but it's going to cost us both of our creatures, which is just awful. This is 9 damage. There's no way. Yeah. We just have to block like this. We can trade, but they just get the haunt back. Oh. Tough on a model 5, and then, I mean, discarding the card didn't even really matter, but not being able to get the extra land, drawing the 2 planes, pretty brutal. There's the land we needed. We've got the patrol now, but I can just... I mean, we're not dead if they swing out. Let's just go ahead and ship. Just really got to hope the opponent makes a mistake. Somehow. I don't think that they will. I can pray they do, because now I can block the 2-1, but we're going to take 1. They're going to swing. Just have a way to kill their ring bearer, but I think here we're just going to... Yeah. Creature opponent controls dies, Gimli deals damage to it, so Gimli's going to probably kill us here when they kill something. So King of the Oathbreaker is not good enough. Punt didn't even really matter because we never had the opportunity to cast a 6-drop, but I think we can bounce back against this deck. They don't have a ton of removal. Their deck seems pretty mediocre, so hopefully if we have a full hand of cards, we can get the win. So Crabane is, Crabane's just going to do it here, I think, because we can kill Gimli. We have to chump here. We just take 2. I think Gimli's not going to trigger because no, Gimli does trigger. That's a good game. Game number 1. And now let's try and bounce back in games 2 and 3. Pretty happy with the configuration here. Don't think we're bringing in the Indestructible Amass Orcs 1. Just don't think it's like particularly good in the matchup. I think we probably do want all the removal we have. Alrighty, so bounce back on the play here. This hand is going to be a keeper. This is a much better hand. Got Stern Scolding, Glorious Gale, Urukai Berserker, and claim the Precious here. So I'm going to Glorious Gale over Stern Scolding here probably because we can envelope and hold Stern. There is an argument to just Stern this instead of... Yeah, I think we just Stern here. The Glorious Gale is just more flexible later in the piece. And now we can just Urukai Berserker, get a threat on the board, and hold up Glorious Gale later. Yeah, like Battle Scar Goblin, not too worried about that. Now go ahead and inherit Envelope. So could attack here. I think I'm actually happy to just trade here. So we'll pitch this Eagles of the North here and hold double Precious and King of the Oathbreakers along with Glorious Gale backup. So opponent's stuck on 2 lands. Now they've got the 3rd. Dunland Crabane is a nice one. Treason of Isengard's also nice, but let's go ahead and start with this. The King. Because now, as soon as we draw a land, we can cast one of these removal spells and hold up Glorious Gale. So, King of the Oathbreakers phases out. We get another 1/1. We can actually just cast Gorebag here, get in, hold up Glorious Gale, and now we're in a pretty good spot here. The phasing out ability is just so strong against Black-Red. I think the last game we just didn't have enough time to sort of get in and get the... take advantage of it, but yeah, we'll go ahead and counter this Fire Leapers here. So we could Hiveland Knots to scry one and draw. I think it's probably actually worth just doing that. And now we keep that on top. And now we can bash in. And we can Treason of Isengard to get back a counter spell here, which I think is going to be quite nice. Just allows us to like kill something next turn and then counter the next thing. So yeah, opponents in the writing on the wall there. They got pretty unlucky with their lands that game, but 1-1. One win due to us not punting, and one loss due to us mulliganing 5 and punting as well. And a couple other losses in this draft so far to punting also, but let's hope we can bounce back in game 3 here, get a 2-1 and try and move on to the last one here. This hand It's not ideal, but it's going to be a keeper. We've got the 3 lands. We've got Gorbag. So, you know, if we draw an island as well, Glorious Gale is going to be good. There's the extra land. So now we can actually just keep Eagles of the North. Because it's very likely we're going to draw the extra land. And we want that big flying threat, I think, to close the game out. So, let's go ahead and keep it. There's the extra land. I'm actually happy enough playing Gorbag here because we can cast Uruk-hai Berserker next turn and then play Envelope and hold Glorious Gale up, which I think is just a little bit better from a sequencing perspective. So I'm going to get Gorbag in here. We are not going to sack you, Gore. We will play Uruk-hai Berserker here though, especially now with the fog. Like having the fog of the Barrow Downs means if they get a creature that's problematic for us to deal with, we can just deal with it with that. So like Ugluk here. Certainly fine with that one. Now we can play Inherited Envelope. Have the ring tempt us again on Gorbag. Now just bash. Like if they want to chump here, I'm fine with that as well. Pitch a swamp. They're probably going to chump. Then we can just Fog of the Barrow Downs that next turn. They only get 1 extra token on it. We're not going to sacrifice here. And now we say go. Holding Glorious Gale up to counter the next thing. They can just get back the Haunt here, but if that's how they want to spend that turn, we're going to get in for 5. You can just fog it and then Glorious Gale, hold Glorious Gale up. And then Eagles of the North is going to be nice. This Glorious Gale is really good because we get the 3rd tempting here. Now, we can actually get the... Yes, now we get to take out Ugluk here, hit them for 8, and we're just threatening lethal. Next turn with Fog, so this is actually interesting. I think we just want to pitch Eagles of the North here. Actually, I think we want to pitch Sirith over the Eagles because the Eagles is just a better threat in the air. So they're down to 8. Dunlin Crebane's a nice one. It's harder for us to deal with. Morgul Knife Wound. Ooh, that's going to be good. We can Fog on the Barrow Downs this 2-2 here. They have to chump. We'll pitch Plains again here. Could hold it, but I think it's just going to be better for clearing the way. So now they lose the Dunland. We're definitely not sacking Gorbag. And we're just going to say go. Oh, there's a bit of downfall. So we lose that threat, but we've still got one more. Nothing here that's brutal for the opponent. Go ahead and get to stick Eagles of the North down for an extra threat. They probably have a removal spell like Smite the Deathless here, I think. Or like Improvised Club or something. But the Eagles is going to be a good threat as well. They could theoretically kill the Eagles here. But I think, wow, so they're going to kill the Eagles. They're going to go to 2. So they must have another removal spell here. Sorry, they go to 1. Because like if they only have 1 creature. So Book of Mazabul. think we just want to go for it here. I think the question is, do we lash it or do we like sack the Crabane? But the flying Crabane actually is like quite relevant, I think, on this board. So let's go ahead and pay the mana. Just gives us the extra threat, but that's going to do it. 2 and 1. So we bounce back from a little bit of a punt. I'll see you for game number 4 where we're playing for the second draft. Alrighty, back again for game number 4. This is the hand on the play here. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Oh. By keep it, I mean mulligan it. Late at night, Jesus. So think go back here seems fine. Go back here actually seems quite bad because we're going to have to get blue with our second one, but apologies for some of the misclicks and misplays here. Just really unfortunate. But now we're going to, hold up the counter spells here. So that's going to get scolded. See you later. And now we're going to have to get Glorious Gale. We'll play out the Shire Terrace so that we can, if they don't play a creature, we can sacrifice it to get our island. So now we'll go ahead and do that. Sorry, get our plains. We could like Trees of Isengard next turn, but it's just not worth it. I think we'll probably want to get Glorious Gale back, so go ahead and ship it here. The Bath Song is a great counter to what we've got going on. This card is just going to wreck us because the card advantage is going to be so strong. Our previous hand that we accidentally mulligan would have been amazing if we just drew like any land against this deck, because the Dunlop Crabane would have dealt with the Westfold Rider, and then we would have had the opportunity to draw into our Saruman's. Not to be up against a ton of card advantage here. I think opponent probably knows we've got Glorious Gale. Sagua here. Gonna counter that one. Ring tempts us. Fog on the Barrow Downs. So we've got a lot of removal spells here. We're gonna get another Glorious Gale. So look, we're not out of this one yet, but it looks pretty unlikely up against the opponent's 6 cards in hand. They're going to shuffle back. We're here. So now they've got 8 mana as well. Can do a fair bit in this situation. Lorien reveals is just drawing more and more cards here. Opponent going off a little bit. We get the Glorious Gale, and now we start the 10-turn climb here to victory. Fog on the Barrow Downs, great counter for Lorien Kingfisher. I'm just not going to counter that one. Or that one. Those are kind of the cards like we can make a little bit redundant. So we'll trade the 2-2 for one of them. But like we're not going to go down to a 2-2 and we'll hopefully wall it off at some point with a bigger creature. And save the Glorious Gale for something, more problematic. Another Eastmark Cavalier. So triple Eastmark Cavalier here for opponent. So I think we do want to take out one of them. We don't want to take 4 a turn, probably. So reprieve from opponent there. Now we'll say go. We can take 4 this turn. May have actually been something like I would probably hold reprieve. No, wait, we're not letting that one. Come down, I think. We just want to counter that. They know we've got the counter spell, so they're probably going to play something big after this so we can just kill it. So nothing from opponent. We do get to take this one down. We're not going to claim the precious, the second one. Now opponent's getting in with one. Nothing else so far. Go ahead and play one more land. 'Cause the best possible draw here is like the Bath Song for sure. Got 6 turns here. It's going to come down to who really top decks more. Well, here's really nice, but yeah, the Bath Song's going to be good here. His opponent's got something here. I pitch a swamp. Claim the precious. Hope that this lands. It does. So now, do we want to play another land here? We've got 7. So if we play the 8th here, we could cast a second spell, and then it's going to enable us to, it actually will enable us to, if we draw land here, to potentially set up a Saruman turn, which would be very nice. So the ring tempts the opponent here. Athelian Kingfisher again. Claim the precious is nice. There's the land we needed. So actually just discard. But I think we do need to just kill this. So the land's just better, I think. So that's a very naughty way of tapping here. I just want to play this, and now it's going to tap much better. Opponents, oh, they've got their own counter spell here. So that's brutal. The ring tempts them. Now I've pretty much got to kill this because they're just going to start looting, and we can't have that. So we need to shuffle back Saruman, Claim, and Treason probably. So now they get to amass. They get to draw a card. Unlucky there. We maybe actually should have just ditched the inherited envelope actually. Yeah, I think we should have. So opponent is probably going to close this one out here. It's a pretty sweet game. Like, very grindy from the opponent. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, they get to close that one out. Awesome win from the opponent. Really, really fun, challenging game there. And let's hope we can bounce back and get the 2 wins. So opponent, a ton of card draw. A few counter spells. Not a whole lot of removal, it looked like. So I think, yeah, we're happy with the configuration here. Not having a ton of removal. Hopefully going to be good enough. I think the King of the Oathbreakers will be a really nice one if we can draw it. Just need to hope we can draw that one and then close out the game number 2. Hopefully close out game 3 and make our way into the second draft. Opponent taking some time sideboarding, so they're going to have some differences here for us. Alrighty, on to game number 2 here. This is going to be a keep here. The upside is high enough that I think we keep this 2-lander. Kingfisher, Bath Song, Glorious Gale, Lash, up against a mulligan here, so that's also nice because it gives us the time. Go ahead and run Swamp out first here. Now we'll go run out Shire Terrace. Sago. Do need to draw land here, I think, really. Westfold Rider is fine. We trade nicely with the Kingfisher if we can get our third land. There it is. So Kingfisher is going to come down now because it trades so well. Yeah, so we're snap blocking here. They can have a trick. I'm happy for the Kingfisher to trade 1 for 1 for the trick, or just for the Westfold Rider. We get to draw the card. And now next turn, like if we draw a land, we'll play Bath Song. Otherwise, we'll probably just play Uruk-hai Berserker. And then Bath Song should enable us to hopefully have like Uruk-hai Berserker and Glorious Gale the turn after, so that's why it would be ideal. Opponent letting it die there, so they probably did have a trick. Our own claim. So now we will just Bath Song. So Morgul Knife Wound, Lash, Fog on the Barrow Downs, Inherited Envelope. So I think we need to keep Envelope in order to cast Fog. It's probably the weakest card here. It could actually just be the Fog. I think we want the Envelope to give us the white, but the Fog's still probably the weakest card, so I think happy there to just pitch it. And then now Saruman's going to be nice here. So now I think we can just get rid of this knife. No, Knife Wind's going to be good to deal with this. Could just be the Uruk-hai Berserker. It's a little bit obvious though. Opponent actually didn't have a lot of really strong creatures, so I think we're happy to just ditch the Gale here. They did have Guahir, but we've got so much removal in our hand. Morgul Knife Wind's going to be nice on the Kingfisher as well. Now next time we're going to have additional mana. Slip on the Ring. Pretty nice one, but yeah, next time we're going to have 8 mana. So we'll shuffle back all 4 of these. And now we'll start by casting the Uruk-hai Berserker. And then we'll just cast Cirith Ungol Patrol, because I think they have a removal spell here. Yeah, they do. So that's going to be nice, because now we can race here. Faramir. The beginning of your end step at the beginning, choose an opponent. So we need to kill that. So let's go ahead and just... No, so we can't. So if we want to kill it, we need to... I think we just want to lash at the Balrog it now. Yeah, so we just lash now. Let's just go ahead and get in. I think Saruman's probably the weakest card here, given that it doesn't have flying. So we'll go ahead and, yeah. Oh, should it far out? That ability, that's crazy that still activates in that instance. Let's go ahead and play King of the Oathbreakers here, and then just kill this Kingfisher. No attacks, we just don't want to risk dying here to nothing. Bart Song's really nice for them. Yeah, we should have just let them have a card over these 3/1/1s, obviously, and not attacked there, but... Oh, wow, so... Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and pitch Saruman now. Start getting in. And then hopefully draw something that we can cast next turn, but the Bath Song's going off here. So opponent is just killing us with card advantage once again. That deck's really nice, like Faram is very strong. Kingfishers, tons of card advantage. Should have let them draw this card instead of having 3/1/1s, but all of a sudden, you know, their hand is just full from the Kingfisher, the Faram, like the Bath Song. We can't talk because we also ripped Bath Song. We're in a decent spot still. Like Saruman's doing well on this board. They need to, you know, turn things around. But if they've got, you know, removal, they can potentially do it here. So Kingfisher for themselves. And a Birthday Escape. The ring tempts them. Captain of Umbar here coming in. They can loot. Saruman's Trickery in the bin there. Probably not one I would have looted. Now we can Fog on the Barrow Downs the Kingfisher here. That is brutal because now I think we just have to say go here and just hold. Because we're probably going to need to Fog on the Barrow Downs the Captain of Umbar. Oh, what we should have done that turn is actually just cycled this, got a Plains, done it again, cast a second spell. Not being an idiot. So Gale is actually nice here because now we can switch. The ring tempts us to the Oathbreakers here. So they can loot, but we're going to hit them for 6 this turn. Or 7 actually with Eagles of the North. They don't have enough for lethal next turn, so they still need something here. It's going to be close again, but yeah, we should have that turn been able to just like cycle. So now we could Fog on the Barrow Downs. But is it better to just Fog here? If we Fog this, because then we can attack with it as well. It might be better to just, yeah, I think we just Fog. We just attack with King of the Oathbreakers to try and draw a second spell. Now I can pitch this. They lose 3. And then we just Eagles of the North. And hold up Stern Scolding. And they're dead next turn. Not dead anymore. We're dead now. It's a good game to the opponent here. Pretty close one. The second Saruman's Trickery really got us there. I hope you enjoyed the video still. 2-2, not the result we were looking for in this one, but still a fun time to play through the Arena Open. Definitely lost a lot of games on my own sloppy play there, so apologies for that. Feeling a little bit tired. The time zone in Australia for these things is just brutal, but yeah, happy to have played that one out. 2-2, get some gems. Don't get to the second one, but the deck was decent. A little bit clunky, but I think, yeah, mainly lost that one to our pilot errors, but we'll be playing the next one of these, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more of these types of videos in the future. And yeah, let me know in the video, in the comments below, which was your favorite punt in this video.